Is there a right way to breathe when you play the saxophone? Well, I happen to think there actually is, and I'd like to talk to you about this right now. For our instrument, air is everything. Without it, we can't make a sound. Now, it would be nice just to press the keys and have the sound come out, but we know that it doesn't work like that. So since air is literally the lifeblood of the saxophone, it's helpful to talk about some different breathing techniques that help us make the best music possible. So to simplify all of this, I'm actually going to get rid of the saxophone and just talk to you about two different types of breath. The first breath is a belly breath, and the second is a chest breath. When we play the saxophone, we want to focus on that first type of breath, which is the belly breath. This also has a more fancy official name that's called diaphragmatic breathing, and this just means that we are going to activate as much of our diaphragm muscle as we can. If you're not already aware, the diaphragm is the dome-shaped muscle that sits underneath the lungs, and it's what's responsible for helping us breathe. When the diaphragm contracts, it drops down and creates a vacuum to allow air to rush into our lungs. And the more that we activate this muscle, the more air that we get. So to feel that belly breath, to feel that diaphragmatic breath, I want you to take one hand and put it on your chest somewhere, and the other hand and put it onto your belly. And as you take in a breath through your mouth, you should feel that lower hand on your belly move outwards, and that top hand on your chest not move at all, or move very, very little. Do it once more. If you were able to just have that lower hand expand outwards with your belly and in again, you're using the right breathing technique. If you feel that upper hand expanding out, or perhaps you're getting sort of like I like to call it a puppy dog sound, a sound that sounds like a dog panting, that is that chest breath, and we want to avoid that. The reason for this is because it doesn't allow our lungs to fully fill up with air, and it also leads to things like feeling lightheaded. Now, with little air and feeling lightheaded working together while you're playing, that's a recipe for disaster. Like I said before, air is our lifeblood. It's our gasoline, it's our fuel that creates the sound of our instrument. So we want lots of it, and we want to feel good using it. And using that low belly breath, that diaphragmatic breath, is going to help us with those two things. So to take this one step further to applying it to the saxophone, let's break down the two pieces of the breath. You have in and you have out. When you inhale, when you take in that breath, I want you to say the word how as you inhale, like this. If you put that hand onto your belly again and you say how as you inhale, it really helps your lungs fill up with that great amount of air that we need. And on the other end of that, the exhale, the air out, what we want to feel is those muscles in our belly go from expanding outwards to then contracting and having some tension in the core. So you can feel this by putting your hand on your belly again. And I want you to tighten up your core like someone's about to punch you right in the stomach. Now, whenever you play the saxophone, you don't have to actually tighten up your core that much, but this is just to feel that same sort of sensation of when we exhale into the horn. There definitely needs to be some tightness and support with those core muscles in order to push that air out in an even and flowing manner. And when we can control our air out, this is going to help things like dynamics and phrasing and intonation and tone, and also duration. You're going to be able to play longer. So tightening those core muscles, having a really tight stomach as you exhale, is going to improve your sound a lot. So let's try these two things together, the inhale and the exhale, and let's try using them the way that I showed you. So on the inhale, I want you to say how with your hand on your belly to feel that expand, and then keep your hand on your belly, and let's make a TS sound, tss sound, and expel all that air out, keeping that core nice and tight, nice and contracted with those muscles to make sure that the air is steady and flowing outward. All right, here we go. Hand on the belly and in, and out, TS. So there you go. That is how you practice your breathing when it comes to playing the saxophone. It's really helpful to practice just the breathing alone away from the horn and make sure that you are taking your air in and expelling it in the correct way. Then you can take these same exercises and apply them to things like long tones and broken scales. But in the meantime, you can practice these breathing exercises if it's something that is new to you. So thank you so much for stopping by and checking this video out. If this was new information to you and it was helpful, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing subscribing to my channel, liking this video, sharing it, commenting, all those good things. It really helps support my content. And don't forget to check out my other tutorials on my page as well. We will see you in the next video.
Let's talk a little, get down, let's talk a little bit about the saxophone.